Browning has spent the better part of the last 3 decades at the top of her profession.
Hi, everybody. Do we have some hockey fans in the house? Woo!
As a marketing executive, she's spent time with Fox Interactive, MySpace, Pandora, and worked with countless influential clients. Since 2016, she's served as the Chief Marketing Officer for the NHL, helping bring the league into the digital world, overseeing fan engagement, insights, and social media strategy.
How do we take this brand, which when I joined the company was 100 years old, I joined it right at our 100-year anniversary. How do we take it into the next 100 years? How do we maintain relevance with young fans? How do we kind of push the boundaries? So that's where we are today.
But before she was a C-suite executive for one of the world's largest sports leagues, she was a young girl growing up in Great Falls, Montana, with big dreams.
So I went to school at Meadowlark grade school, and then West Junior High School, and then CMR. I was an overachiever for sure. Mm-hmm. I was involved in orchestra. I played the violin. I sang in the choir. I was on the debate club. I just got involved in a lot of different activities.
Her interest in marketing started after she graduated from the University of Colorado Boulder while working at Kaplan Test Prep and studying for the LSAT.
They gave me a scholarship that I worked off by working in the office. And one day I was working in the Kaplan office in Boulder, Colorado, and it was a beautiful, beautiful sunny afternoon, and all my friends were out having fun, but I had to work. And so I got creative, and I essentially brought the inside of the office outside. I brought a desk and a chair and all of our brochures, and our office was right on a walking street in Boulder. And I generated more leads for the organization that they'd ever seen before, just because I thought outside the box, or thought outside the office, if you will. And from there, really started to apply my marketing skills to the digital, social, mobile world.
From there, her career took off and led her to the NHL, where she's been able to experience some incredible things.
When you look back at your time in the NHL, what are some of the most fun moments you've had?
One of the initiatives coming into this was, how can we really expand hockey to the casual fan base? And, you know, when you move into the playoff period of the season, that's when you get a lot more casual fans. They get excited, they're bandwagon fans in their market, whatnot. But when we talk with them, they admire the avid hardcore hockey fans, but they feel a little intimidated to ask questions about the rules and the slang and sort of the history and tradition. So that's why we tap Snoop Dogg, who, by the way, is a huge hockey fan. And we thought, by tapping somebody who's a cultural icon outside of sport, who can share in his own words what hockey is and explain the rules and the tradition and the history and the slang, that would be a fun way for us to expand our audience. So that's a gift that keeps on giving. We bring it back every year. I've had all of our outdoor games are extraordinary experiences. The most recent of which was our first outdoor game without fans in Tahoe, where we built in a hockey rink on the 18th hole of the Edgewood Golf Course, right on the edge of the Lake Tahoe.
I do want to shift to the pandemic a little bit. I mean, it affected everyone's life. You know, it affected sports leagues probably more than anybody. Just having that pause and then figuring out how to get back safely. What were those moments like? What was that period like, where, you know, you guys are trying to figure out how to deal with this thing that no one's ever dealt with before?
When we put the league on pause, that was the moment for my team to shine, because the only connectivity that we had with our fan base was now through our digital and social channels. So all the lights were on us, and we worked with our partners in our creative team and our creative studios group to just crank out a ton of content. We used the opportunity to experiment with all kinds of forms of content, whether it was doing the initial Zoom interviews or going live on Instagram or remixing classic games and bringing in watch parties. We just had a lot of fun with celebrating the content around hockey. We also celebrated our fans at that and their love for hockey. So we had a hockey at home program where it was fan generated content showing us their fan caves or their best moves, or, you know, their jersey collections, etc. And then it turned into a television show where we brought our social media media content that our fans were sharing, combined it with the social media content that our athletes were sharing, and then broadcast it in Canada and the United States, which was really terrific to give people that rare glimpse into the lives of our athletes.
Most recently, she was named one of Adweek's most powerful women in sports. Browning is a tireless advocate for gender equality and pays it forward as much as she can.
Why is that important to you, and what advice would you give to other young girls or women who want to pursue a career in sports?
Throughout my career, I have most often been the only woman in the room, right? At the table, in the meetings, in the boardroom. And it's time for that to change. It's been going on for far too long. And we have the great pleasure of working with Billie Jean King on a number of different projects. And I always quote her famously saying, if she can see it, she can be it. And so it's really important for young girls and young women in the workplace to see that women can achieve C-level positions. There's nothing standing in their way. And I make it a personal commitment to spend time with young girls, young women, give them feedback, give them advice, help them build confidence on their path to the future.
But no matter where she's gone and where she goes, she'll never forget her Montana roots.
I feel like Montana is responsible for my work ethic. My family has always been a hardworking family, and I bring that with me wherever I go.
Mm-hmm.
I also credit Montana for just like keeping me grounded in the real world, and then being a good person and doing being kind to others and being good. Those are all qualities that are from my childhood that I bring with me every day.
Tom Wiley, MTN Sports.